So this is the reaction video to the not Warhammer 40,000 video reveals, and we still somehow got Space Marines.
Somehow, yes, yeah.
Somehow Palpatine survived, and somehow we got Space Marines.
No Primaris like, share, and subscribe tenants, but
no. There's cities of subscribe.
Space Marines.
Okay. So we are Bleeding Tree Gaming, and at some point we will put these podcasts on someplace else. And by we, I probably mean me. But there's a backlog that I haven't copied and re-uploaded.
Fair enough. So yeah, we're talking about the reveals that were the Not-40k reveal show this Saturday.
Yeah, I was surprised we didn't hear about that for weeks leading up to it.
It was an interesting one to drop on us.
Like this. Yeah. I think there was a big thing. I think there was an underwhelmed thing, an overhyped thing, and then my favorite thing. And I know we didn't discuss this beforehand, so I don't know if you have like 4 or 5 picks for what to think about those. And then
I have things to say, but I think I'll save them until we get to them. Let's take a look. Let's dive in and see what there was first.
All right. So I think the big thing was the Cities of Sigmar reveal thing, because I think that had about as many slides as everything else combined.
We've seen the launch box, yes.
Yeah. I'm so torn.
Oh yeah.
Not I don't dislike the Cities of Sigmar thing at all. It's what I would want from normal humans messing around in the world of Sigmar. I love the detail that they seem to all have decapitated heads of dead people that they talk to. that seems to be a very prevalent theme, and I don't know if that's gonna like the kin, the plots.
There does seem to be some like religious themes creeping in, because obviously they are like worshippers of Sigmar, but there was no sign that before that like maybe they had the kind of zealotry of I don't know, for instance, like the past, the world that was Empire perhaps had, or 40k has.
No flagellants, no inquisitors.
Yeah, you now do seem to have like a couple of like religious characters in there, like the priest carrying the relic or whatever.
So that was interesting. I don't know where this new character came from. They're perfectly fine, and the idea that they're messing with everything else is creative and good. It's just
the Forge.
Oh yeah, Pookie as well. Poochie. Yeah, our new friend Poochie.
I love this wizard. It's amazing. The Forge wizard. And it's such a different look that really suits Age of Sigmar. The model's done really beautifully, and it's painted. That paint job is gorgeous. I love the texture they've got on the leather apron, like this thick, heavy leather apron to kind of protect him from the... Like, he is literally carrying around like a crucible, which has got to be a bit messy on the battlefield. Like, oh God. You don't want to spill that on your teammates, or they might be a bit upset at you. But absolutely gorgeous model.
I also really like the idea that this Sigmar Lieutenant, I forget what he's really called, his kit has all these different like pieces. I know it's not a proper multi-part kit, but
there's
it'd be a nice approach for them to take going forward, since I assume when they design it in CAD and then pull it out and drill out the molds, it's not a significant effort to make 5 variations of the kit. sprue, but
I do like the way they do these. It's amazing, like the kind of differences from, you can see that's exactly the same body, and just like the small changes really do alter it quite a lot.
I do think there are 3 different heads and 3 different sets of equipment. So I can't see where the joins are. Yeah. It's not shown here, or maybe it's shown here, but something I noticed was that on the close-ups during the video, they showed 10 of these normal infantry. And on the far left of the screen and the far right of the screen, it was the same model doubled up.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's, but like none of the others were doubled up. So I don't know if the sprue has that many models, or if just one of them broke when they were doing the photography last week.
Yeah, I don't know if you've looked closer than me, but I thought I did see some that were like partially doubled up, but it seems like there's enough options that, you know, each one has at least 2 different poses that could be made out of it, out of the 20 that were shown, rather than out of 10. Yeah.
I know there's like a limited amount of effort anyone really cares for them to put into this, and I'm not demanding that every model be a unique 3D printed sculpt. I just it's one of those little like spotting tape, or spotting those when they were doing Star Trek: The Next Generation. A lot of the times the big shiny black screens in the background of scenes would reflect things. So because they were doing standard definition television filming, they taped big sheets of black construction paper up, black craft paper on the back. And nobody noticed until the Blu-ray DVDs came out, and you could just about start to see like the wall suddenly became matte somewhere because they didn't want the stage light to anyway. So it's that sort of, wow, this stuff is made by humans thing. When it's something like Blackstone Fortress, all the pictures, there's only 2 spindle drones. There's 4 in the set, but they only have 2 of them painted for all the studio photography, and they're always doubled up. And I'm convinced that's because somebody sat on the first 2 that came off of the in-house printer or whatever, and they've never sent someone to repaint, to spend like another 2 weeks painting photo box quality spindle drones.
That might very well be true, to be honest. I've definitely heard stories.
As well. I had a chance to be as good.
Oh dear. But yeah, these models are just beautiful, the troops, and notice that they do come with a transfer sheet with all the different symbols on them. That's not carved in, so you can change the iconography around to whatever city you want to play, which I think is really cool. Painters love big flat areas where they can freehand things, but also having transfers if you're like doing an army, that's fab. Love it.
So the Calvary is back. The snail is still present. We can all be relieved.
Yep, the poor little snail.
With the little hooves. I don't know if I'm imagining it, but it does look like the guys here that I grabbed on the left are a different build from the guys on the right. They look more heavily armored. You can't see their faces, but
yeah, it's hard to say. There's definitely like helmet and head options in that kit, it seems like. They've been built as different cities, obviously, and painted as them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it seems like there's a lot going on with the kit, and I love it. Has the barding does definitely remind me of the barding on the classic Empire Knights, which is cool. I do like they've kept some of that, but it's definitely updated and much more kind of like Age of Sigmar in vibe.
So I know the undead have the Black Knights and the Hex Wraiths as their sort of 5-member cavalry thing. I think it was an old Perry twin sculpt from the world it was. There might even be a third way to build it.
Yeah, I've built the Hex Wraiths before.
Me too. Everyone said you should use Black Knights, and it's like, but I'm doing an Agash army. They're like, but It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you
Wraiths
want.
are just the
It's not
cool
Warhammer
ones.
40,000. There's no rules. Anyway, no. So it'd be funny if they'd sort of repeated that, and you can build these as free men,
Yeah.
free merchant warriors who have no helmets, and professional mercenary warriors who do have helmets, and that makes it.
That would be good. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see, though.
All about the
Yeah,
snail.
depends how generous GW are feeling.
Or how many prints they're expecting to, or how many runs they're expecting to sell, and if they're only expecting, if they make a sprue, if they make a mold for a sprue and they expect to sell, or they need to sell 2,000 units from it, and they're not convinced that this guy on its own would sell 2,000, maybe they think he'd sell 1,700, or then they might add the variation to try and bump those numbers up. But
fair enough.
That's yeah. Anyway, so what we're all excited about is the Lady Lion, the Lion Lady, Lioness.
This Manticore, oh my god, this Manticore is so cool. It's like just like one of the classic monsters that was always one of the coolest in the world that was, but like never seen a sculpt for one this good. It's just stunning, and I think a lot of people are going to be buying it to convert to like a Chaos Manticore.
So this will be the big general centerpiece, like the Celestant Prime and Nagash himself, and whatever the cruel boy on the giant thing is. I don't think Night Goblins really have one. Sorry, I don't think Gloomspite gets really have a big centerpiece leader.
Not as such. I mean, like the biggest thing they've got is probably the Arachnarok Spider or some of the Troggoths.
Oh, yeah, those could
not
work.
like a. They have the Gobapalooza, which is like 6 different characters, but nothing like a big centerpiece like this. No.
Yeah.
Oh, the 2 Mangler Squigs as well, I guess, is the closest.
Closest, yeah. I feel almost like they're not quite the big centerpiece because you can build them 2 ways, but again, you can build them as leader on Mangler Squig or just Mangler Squigs elite. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
But
I mean, I'd like to think that this one has like a generic build as well, because I'm sure people will want like a generic Lord on Manticore in their armies.
Hadn't thought of that. Yeah. One detail that I took great delight in teasing Annie Norman about is incredibly difficult to see here, but on the back of that little harness howdah thing, right above the tail, you can almost see it in the shot I've got, but there's a little golden or brass pig hanging off the back of the thing. It's like a bumper or a tailgate.
I haven't seen that myself, but that's interesting.
So I like the aesthetic of Cities of Sigmar, and at this year I'm just so burnt out by the quest to acquire models and then not paint them that I'm, as much as I look at it and I say, yes, I want to participate.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to deal with the work. I just want to finish the ones I have.
I'm much the same. A lot of this stuff I've seen, I'm super psyched about. I'm super psyched that it's out there for the people who want it. And there may be a time in the future when that's exactly what I want to paint. But for right now, I'm focusing on my projects that I've got to get done. And a lot of that's commissions as well. So, yeah, I appreciate that it's out there. I'm maybe not going to get it right now.
Would you be excited if somebody commissioned you to paint a set, though?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
So, like, share, and subscribe if you know someone if you or someone you know wants a Cities of Sigmar army for playing and treasuring and wants to subject Amy to the demands that she painted.
Yeah.
According to some magazine you painted and worked for, you really do undercharge for your work. So we didn't have Warhammer 40,000, but we did have Warhammer 30,000. But this wasn't the Space Marines.
Yeah, it was two more variants of the new knight. What's the other one called? The Porphyrin? Is that the name of the base one of this with the shield and the blade thing that they showed off last time?
I thought this was the first knight in Dark World, Dark Hammer, Dark Space.
No,
Heresy.
Okay, at the last
30K.
reveals, at the last 30k reveals, they showed off a knight that had long been in resin, which I believe is the Porphyrin. And these are two more variants of that they're bringing out. So this is plastic kit for the first time, and they're amazing knights. They're great. Like I don't think too many people are that excited about building resin knights. It's always been like a kind of specialized area, but now they're out in plastic, and they look absolutely stunning, and it's really good recreation of them, nice and clean, and because they're plastic, you'll be able to play around with the pose and stuff. Yeah, fantastic. Again, if anyone wants to commission me to do any of those, I'd be happy to. In the future, I might have to buy one to paint myself, to be honest.
I'm really only aware, I'm aware of the knight because it was in the reveal. The only thing I've heard from outside is somebody screenshotted and shared to the group Winehammer. Somebody screenshotted this really long rant about how they're trying to normalize 30,000 or something as some conspiracy. And look, they're already introducing knights. What's next? Orcs or something? What?
I mean, knights have been in 30k for quite a while.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not the Porphyrin. That's the big chunky boy. What's the one I'm thinking of? I don't know.
Questoris?
No, it's I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. Keep on talking.
Well, I think that's all there really is, or all I really have to say about it. The
Cerastus Knight. That's what I was thinking of.
I've not heard that before.
Is it? Cerastus Knight Lancer. Yeah, that's the one they showed off last time. My bad. There we go.
That's not out yet, though, is it?
It's not out yet. No, it was just previewed. So they're showing us the variants of it.
Gosh, G-Dubs is getting as bad as Weird in terms of showing off models that aren't released yet.
Hopefully we'll see them soon.
I think I haven't actually followed Weird too closely, but I'm still cranky that we don't know what the book lady is like and whether or not all of her little teddy bear things run around with her. But I don't even know what her name is, so stop.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
okay.
So my joke about bringing orcs to 30k, I don't remember if that was on the original post, but I like that idea as a way to bring up that we've now got orcs in Warcry. Orcs are now fighting for the glory of their chaos god.
These are cool. I like them.
Me too. And it's less silly than Stormcast in fighting for the glory of their chaos god.
I love the little grot holding the egg. That's
egg
so
grot.
Cool.
I think
baboons.
Yeah, someone else pointed out that there's like a lot of baboons going on. Why are there so many baboons in the jungle? And
yeah.
Maybe we're gearing up to Codex Yokero.
Yeah. We'll see. Nice models. I don't have a lot to say about these. Yeah, cool concept. More gear stuff. Not for me, I don't think. But I'm happy they're out there and people seem to like it.
So they're on their own. Does Warcry sell new sets on their own, or aren't they usually paired as part of a box?
Usually they are paired as part of a box, I think. But they have then. Oh, the first wave? No, because they do release them separately. My bad. Yeah, they do release them as like boxes by themselves.
Okay.
You have to
I thought
excuse
they
me,
were
I'm
always
very
paired,
tired
and then
today.
later on they come out on their own. But so my
No. If
sort
you
of
look at like the first box was the Iron Golems and the Untamed Beasts, and then the other 4 Chaos Warbands all came out as separate releases after that, and they've kind of continued on the same line where they'll have like a starter box with 2 sides and then more sides released separately.
okay. I was gonna get all conspiratorial about what what other faction are they gonna be paired against in their launch box that we haven't heard of. But so, and we finally have Underworld Skaven that do something
Skaven!
other than Ninja. No, I don't dislike Ninja. It's just nice to have
Clan
variety.
Pestilence. Oh my god. We've waited so long for some new Clan Pestilence miniatures. The current ones are so old. They're cool. They're lovely. I painted quite a few of them. But these, oh my god, they're great. That is just what a stinky rat should look like.
There's only one way this could be better, and that would have benefited Skyri or something involving a wizard and a Big Daddy styled rat ogre. The rat ogre to diving suit. But no, I'm very happy with this as it is.
Yep. As far as Underworld Swarbands, like this is another one they've knocked out the park, I think. For me, I love them to pieces. And the little tiny rat, and he's wearing like a little robe thing, I
Does
think.
he have a robe?
I thought he was wearing a robe. I'm
I
looking
hope
at
he
it.
has a robe.
I think so. And he's holding the little warp stone in his little paws.
It's the meme of look how happy my rat is after I gave him a piece of warp stone.
Yeah.
I'm happy about this. I'm liking this. I want to play with the little rat. I'm dreading painting those big billowing clouds of smoke. So maybe that's
A lot of
another
people say
video.
that. I do really enjoy painting clouds of smoke. I'm probably the only one though, so.
Maybe that's another video for you. How to paint the stupid giant clouds of smoke.
Okay, I'll get on it.
What else? We saw, I think,
Britonia?
yeah, Old World reveal of Britonia, and I think this is again the one that got one of the saltier reactions from people claiming that the horse is posed absolutely wrong and a real horse would die like this. Trust me, I'm a straight white dude.
Oh god, no, the pose for the horse is absolutely fine. I mean, like, if you look at some of the older Britonia horses,
Yeah,
very different. The thing I don't like about this is I'm not sure.
the banner.
I'd like to see them painted in the old styles where everyone has their own, like, completely unique heraldry. And I hope too much of it isn't molded on like the shield and the sword strapped on the back there. You can do something with that, I hope. Because, yeah, this is like an old hammer thing where I've never got into it myself, but like you see people and they do armies of Bretonians and they're just every horse is completely different with its own like unique heraldry and stuff, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I hope like there's the option of doing that to these new ones, even though they've tried to make them more unified as an army.
Yeah, I do. I don't know how I feel about it because in the box art it looks great. I don't know how it would look if I did it.
Yeah, they've always been like a challenging army. Like it is something you've got to proper get into the free hand of.
Yeah. So the thing that I think we were all expecting everyone to be much more excited about.
Oh, I'm pretty excited about. Epic!
Yay! My childhood is returning.
Yeah.
I always thought Legions would be a good name if you made a game like Underworlds, but with little infantry bases like this.
Yeah.
So, but we're going for straight up big scale Horus Heresy.
So yeah,
big.
the models obviously
They look great.
They look great. Yep, fantastic. he brought in the stuff from Titanicus, and I think, did they mention Aeronautica? I thought they did at some point. I think they're going to bring in some of the stuff from Aeronautica. It is the same scale. Not sure.
Thought what they said was that these are all the same scale as Aeronautica and Titanicus.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if this is a like stealth relaunch of Imperialis after this is like the stealth 3rd edition, and they're going to release a supplement or give away a supplement for how to use the Titans, or if this is just going to be how you use the Titans and airplanes in games. So
fairly much. I think they've been kind of testing the water with smaller scale stuff and seeing that it obviously has got a big market. Lots of people willing to go out and buy it. Especially Titanicus has done really well.
I think the first time I remember any discussion was a mutual friend saying that you were desperate to see if Games Workshop had any of the little buildings. We were going to Bugman's for lunch, and they said Amy wanted me to check for tiny buildings. Like, those ones because no, proper tiny ones, and you wanted some of the Titanic.
Yeah, they're very cool. They're very cool buildings. There's just something nice about being able to build on that scale and just like the full cathedrals before everything's completely destroyed and stuff like that. Yeah, but I think Games Workshop has seen the popularity of the Titanicus and the Aeronautica ranges and the amount of people who've been 3D printing their own epic stuff, because it has been everywhere for like last few years at least. Like,
folks, you can save your time and your
out there.
Well, you can good news. You can save time, money, and sanity, and just buy the damn plastic ones.
Yeah. I'm sure some people would probably argue you could save money by printing them yourself, but yeah.
Not with the amount of resin it takes, like people I know, to print these things.
Oh dear. Well, these are only tiny, so you might get away with a bit more.
Well,
but they're lovely models.
It's £5 per figure, then
yeah, they'd definitely be worth painting, especially the tanks. I've wanted the small scale tanks to paint for ages, and I think that's the thing that's really caught my eye. The Predators, just like anything based on a Demos Rhino chassis, that's for me. And I want to see what else they're coming up with. Obviously, I think we're going to see all the units that are in Horus Heresy get moved over. Like to see some of the big stuff like the Mastodon. Obviously, we've got sculpts of like Thunderhawks and that if they did the what's the solar? I can't remember the names of
Solar Auxiliary.
I think the Stormbird is the Thunderhawk version that's like the heresy one that's slightly sleeker and a little bit more aerodynamic, not much, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Fantastic reveals. Let's
I want a lot of the things that were advertised, and I think that I will even buy one of the things that is advertised.
I can't see myself immediately buying anything advertised. Maybe the Skaven. Maybe the Skaven are tempting me. But I will definitely be wanting to purchase, like, I guess when Epic, whatever, I can't remember the name of it now. I've forgotten what they're calling it.
Legionalis Imperialis.
Legions Imperialis, yeah. Legionis or whatever.
Legionis Imperialis.
Yeah.
Leggy
I
Imps.
want to buy some of the individual tanks from there to paint. I do want to paint.
You're very excited about Leggy Imps.
So yeah, all in all, good reveals. No 40k, which is nice and refreshing after all this Leviathan oversaturation.
It's not so much that I dislike the existence of 40k. It's just when it's there, I feel like if 40k was part of this reveal, we would have had to have at least 6 slides about 40k.
Yes, yeah.
and there's like a lot of built up emotional baggage for the community about 40k.
So it's been nice to have a break, and we've obviously got the 40k reveals coming up soon. I don't know if you saw this. What they've done with the new edition is said like you go off and you have your battles, Space Marines versus Tyranids, and you like vote in the thing or log your results in the thing, and whoever wins, basically their side will get revealed first. So I'm really hoping that's the Tyranids and not the Space Marines, but I think that's pretty futile, to be honest. I think Space Marines are going to be the next load of reveals we get, which I am completely ambivalent about. I'm sure Tammy or Autumn Witch will have plenty to say about them. But
I have a bunch of Space Marines that I keep forgetting. Everyone's got Space Marines. They're fine. They just they lack a certain cute excitement.
Maybe we'll see some nice new Terminators, and those will be cool.
They don't have little rat babies who are holding giant chunks of warp stone.
Exactly.
There's no egg rot in Terminator army. The closest we get is Black Templar scouts.
Well, yeah, this has been fun. Anyway, I'm sure we will catch you for the Space Marine reveals when they do arrive, and I will try to enthuse myself.
All right, I'm gonna go do something interesting or important, like lunch. Is it
cool?
Lunch?
I'm gonna do something like go die.